Today's the fifth day of, the fourth day. Fourth day of Kislev, the 5th of December. So we decided to finish chapter 32. So now we're going to bring it together, everything we learned about the letters, into the davening. We said a lot of the principles, but now he's going to put it all together. So we said yesterday that when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Har Sinai, he saw this angel. His name is Sandal. He doesn't want to write the whole name. But from his name, you understand what he means, because the full name is Sandal and then Fon. And a lot of the angel names are from Greek. Right? A lot of them. Why this is? Because apparently angels are not meant to be something so esoteric. They're meant to be something that a person can relate to. And at that time, most of the science, most of the way that people looked at nature was from Greece. So they have this interesting, I remember what it's called, there's a name for it in English from French. You take two words and you put them together. Polta, I don't remember. Polta something. Polta do.
Germans are good about this.
Yeah, right. All the words are like that. But when there's something, so here it's sandal. Sandal means a sole, the sole of a shoe. And fon means hearing. So what this implies is that there's sound that comes all the way down to under the feet even. Good, like yeah. So you could say that the source of the source of the angel's name in the Torah is Ekev Tishmeun. When we read in Deuteronomy that because you listen to all my commandments, so ekev there is like sole, it's like akev, like the sole of the foot, the heel of the foot. The same idea. So the idea of this angel is that he's yoshev v'kosher ktarim lekono mitfilotehen shel Yisrael. There's a famous story about this that, sorry to interject with stories, it just came into my mind that I think the Tzemach Tzedekah was once on the morning of Simchas Torah, he went into the shul and he saw that no one's there. Everybody wakes up late because they were dancing until very late at night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 a.m. There's nobody there. So he said, so he didn't want to get angry at anyone. So he told them a story. And what was the story? The story was, he says that every morning when the angels come into Shemaim, so they find all these words spoken by Jews in davening. And all the prayers, they rise up and they fill heaven. So then on the morning of Simchas Torah, they go into heaven. What do they find? They find soles of shoes. He says that you should know that the soles of the shoes that people dance with on Simchas Torah, they do the same thing as the davening during the rest of the year. And it's a very interesting thing because really it's a connection between the highest and the lowest, but through speech, through words, through sound. So here is Yoshev v'kosher ktarim lekono mitfilotehen shel Yisrael. So he is this angel. What is he doing? How is he singing the praise of Hashem? Kosher ktarim is like to sing the praise of. So people understand it also literally. They say he made little crowns on the letters, but it's not exactly true because there's two different versions of this medrash. The version that says that he was making crowns on the letters says that God was doing that. So God was making crowns on the letters. This angel, Sandal, he's making praises to Hashem from the prayers of Israel. So here, what is it talking about? Again, it's a different medrash. It's not the same medrash. They're very similar, but not the same. V'inyan ha'ktarim, what are these crowns? Haynu b'chinat otiyot elunim shenikrim b'shem ktarim, k'mo shekatuv b'akdamat zohar bereshit ein sham. He says this is referring to the supernal letters, which are called crowns. Again, not to be confused with tagin. It's not the same thing as that other medrash that's talking about tagin, about the tags which are like crowns. As it says in the Akdama of Bereshis, of the Zohar and Bereshis. V'inyan ki hem b'chinat otiyot v'itgalut ha'ta'anug ha'elyon hanal. It's what we said before, that this is like the ta'amim, the highest level of the letters is the revelation, is the letters that reveal pleasure. So we said the ta'amim, the cantillation marks, they're the expression of pleasure that a person has in his thought and in everything that he's doing in his mind. Shemimenu timatzeh chokhmah, and wisdom comes out of that. So the pleasure is like the Ein Sof, the pleasure is like the infinite, and the first thing that can contain the infinite, like we said always, is chokhmah, is wisdom. So wisdom comes out of that. וזהו שקושר כתרים לקונו, שממשיך מבחינת תענוג העליון, להיות בחינת האותיות וההתגלות שלו, הנקראים בשם טעמים, נמשכים דרשים בחוכמה, שהיא בחינת התורה. So what does it mean? That he's taking the pleasure, the Ein Sof, here is the infinite, here is the pleasure, it's infinite pleasure, it's the closest right now that we have in this structure that we're looking at with the letters, with the Tanta, Ta'amin, Nukudot, Tagin, Otiyot. It's the closest to the Ein Sof, and he's bringing it down into wisdom, he's bringing it into letters, and the letters are already wisdom, and that's the Torah. He says, what is he doing? He's taking the pleasure that the Jewish people have, and he's bringing it into the letters of the Torah. How does this happen? So like we said, this angel, what he does is he's always taking the prayers of Am Yisrael, and he's using it to praise Hashem. But here, like we said on Simchas Torah, he's upside down, because again, usually what you find that he's collected is the words that they've said. But on Simchas Torah morning, he collects the feet, the sandal. Like he's turned upside down. But usually what he does is he takes the letters that we said, the praises that we said, and he brings them down into the sandal, into the lowest part. That's how he usually acts. And so he does all this mitfilotem shel Yisrael, perush midiburei v'tzirufei otiyot she'Yisrael omrim batfilah. So he takes this, normally, on all the other days, except for Simchas Torah, he takes it from the prayers that we say, and it's all the different permutations of the words that we say. Now, we don't have in our minds all the different permutations. The Kabbalists do. They think there's this book called, many books, not just one, called Shimush Tehillim. And so all the kavanos that you have in the psukim of Tehillim, how to create holy names out of it, and so on. And there's shimush, mishlei, and the shimush everything that you can say has a shimush. And what they mean by shimush is to create holy names out of it. We don't have that in mind. At most, in Hoshana Rabbah, at night we say, and all the different permutations, all the names that come out of the Tehillim that we said, it's as if we said them. Why don't we say it? Because we're simpler. We go directly to Hashem. We don't need all these names. But he takes this, and he creates all these permutations, and he makes all these names. And the Jewish people in their prayer, if you feel even a tiny bit of pleasure in the prayer, it means you've gone up above Chokhmah. So remember, when we started, he had a kavana, very simple kavana. That when we say Shema Yisrael, you should have in mind that you're going beyond anything that was ever created, beyond all the light that even ever came down. Remember this, that Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu is already Chokhmah and Bina, Abba and Ima. But Shema Yisrael, he said, there's no name there, you don't know who you're talking to, it's Hashem who has never been revealed yet. So here he's saying that even if you have a little bit of pleasure in your davening, even a little bit, he says you've already gone to that stage also. That's the same place that has no name, as it were. It's above wisdom, it's above any ability to articulate it. And they are what we call the higher cantillation marks, and they are the letters, we said, the expression of pleasure. And then, with this angel, this pleasure is taken and churned into wisdom. So in other words, what we're saying is that from the davening of today, you get the Chidushei Torah, the new ideas in Torah that you have during the day. So when you start in the morning, you're preparing the day, as it were. You're bringing, but for that you need a little bit of pleasure. והכוח הזה בישראל הוא לפי שניצוץ אלוקות שיש בכל נפש מישראל שורשה למעלה מהחוכמה. And the reason that the Jewish people have this, because when they have pleasure, that automatically for a Jew is the pleasure, the reisha de'ayin. It's automatically when a Jew has pleasure, even if the pleasure seems to him to be not so great, but especially during davening, when you have pleasure like that, it's the pleasure of nullifying yourself. But it's not just nullifying yourself like in wisdom, it's much more than that. It's like we said, it's going beyond even when I was created. It's not just, I'm nullified to you, I'll do whatever you want, Hashem. It's the pleasure of feeling that there's only Hashem. That only a Jew has, because our souls are rooted there. Because it's like our souls were created before the world was created. So it's even before we were created. When a person says before it was created, he means before his physical body, before anything that he has in his life, all this was created. So this is what we attain, he says, when we daven. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow.